What's up guys? Today we're going to check out Barbie on 4K UHD. I'm not going to get into how good or bad the movie is. I'm just going to share some of my thoughts on the audio and video quality and let you know if it's enough to be worth your while to watch it at home in your home theaters. Now let's go over a few tech specs. The movie was shot in 6.5K. It's got a 4K DI. It's rated PG-13. Runtime is 114 minutes, aspect ratio is 2:1, and the audio is in Dolby Atmos. Before we take a look at the audio mix and see how active it is, if you don't know what the Atmos viewer is, you can find a link down below in this video's description that tells you all about it, where to get it, and what it does. You can also find a list of all the gear that I use for these 4K reviews down there as well. With that out of the way, let's jump into the Atmos viewer and see just how active 2023's biggest movie of the year performs. Let's cover all the most impressive parts first. At around 33 minutes in, there's some birds that fly through the air in the front top channels. At 48 minutes in, there's an elevator sound and a swooshing sound that circulates through the top channels. There's a crazy car flip that circles clockwise from the lower channels up top to the opposite side of the room. At about an hour 20 in, when the Kens are beaching each other off, there's some explosive sounds and beach balls flying through the air, which happens to be the biggest surround moment in the movie, and there's a few half-second musical effects sprinkled here and there. So I'd say that about 90% of this movie remains in a static 7-channel configuration. The pop musical numbers are relegated to the lower channels without any extension up top, and since there's not too much action going on, the front stage gets most of the usage, with solid dialogue throughout. I did have to crank the volume up about 10 dB higher than normal to get the soundtrack to come to life, which does make the subwoofer channels kick on when the pop music and the rap music would start playing. So there is some decent bass thumping during the car chase and at the start of the movie. Other than that, there isn't much in the way of bass response, much like the height channel effects. If you're new to the channel and you're into home theater or want to keep up with the latest and greatest in audio and video gear, tap the subscribe button for new weekly videos. This video is also brought to you from my YouTube and Patreon member subscribers, so thank you all for making this purchase possible of Barbie on iTunes so I can bring you, the home theater movie loving community, this 4K review. If you want to join Patreon or the YouTube membership, you can find links down below in this video's description. As for the video quality, this looked like it did at the Dolby Cinema that I saw it at. As you'd imagine, with all that pink and the assorted rainbow of colors, the HDR would be bright, vivid, and strikingly lush. And that's what it looked like. Bright, vivid, and strikingly lush. Every color you can think of is up there on the big screen, and it pops. The brighter your display, the better it's gonna look. It's not an eye scorcher though. It's got a max CLL of 928 and a max FALL of 411. The specular highlights sparkle and glisten off of Ken's bleached head, and I didn't notice any highlights being clipped. Black levels were great and provided ample contrast that again creates excellent color refinement. Now as far as detail and clarity wise, it is one sharp 4K crispy looking movie. Although being a digital stream, I do think it has a touch of softness to it that I noticed on my projector, but it is really crispy on my 98-inch. The texture on costumes are so clean, you can see the fibers in Ken's shirts. You can count the blades of fake grass in Barbie land, and the feet ain't bad either. Overall, if you're looking for a movie that'll make your display shine, I'd say that this movie is demo-worthy material. It could maybe be a tad bit brighter, and I'm sure that the disc or the Kaleidoscape version will tighten up the picture just a little bit. But for a digital stream, it is great looking, and I'm gonna have to go with a 9.8 for video. For audio, this is sorely lacking in the surround activities. There's barely anything happening up top, and lower channel ambiance floated between 5 and 7 channels, but stayed mostly in the front stage. Bass was okay for the musical bits, and I hope the volume is louder on physical media or on Kaleidoscape. You Kaleidoscape owners, let me know in the comments. I'm gonna have to go with a 5.5 for audio. The music did sound good, especially the Billie Eilish song at the end of the movie. Well, those are my thoughts on Barbie on 4K UHD streaming. Have you seen it, and is it enough to make you want to watch it at home again if you saw it at the theater? Leave a comment and let me know. Now, if you want to pick up this movie, I will leave some links for it down below in this video's description. As always, guys, thanks for watching. If you want, you can follow us on social media, and if you want to support the channel and get exclusive content or great discounts on audio and video gear, then stop by our Patreon page. Be sure to like this video if you found it useful and subscribe if you have not already, and I'll see you again in the next video.